Hello viewers, you're welcome to this YouTube channel. As we said, you can get more information, more materials, and more practice items from the KTD app. And if at all you want to do a lot of practice in mathematics, here is the book, Quest Catalyst. It consists of around 250 items and above across all chapters from Senior 1 to Senior 4. So it is best for Senior 3s and Senior 4s. Thank you. So this time round, we are going to, we looked at the UNEB items and we solved them one at a time. Hope you went to the series and checked on them. If you have not yet, please do so. Go and check from item 1 up to item 6 of the UNEB examination. So here we continue with the series, but along this series, we want to now go item per item and the items for other topics. When we are looking at item 2, we said the area of construct. The theme is patterns and algebra. The topics for which we can construct such an item 2 in a standard exam, we say these are the topics. In the UNEB, we had looked at inequalities and regions. Then we also looked at utilizing equations of the line and how to sketch. We had some algebra too. Then we had also linear programming in general. This time round, under this item, we want to look at the topics that we didn't touch here and how they can be used to construct an item and how the item looks like. So, this time round we are going to look at this quadratic equation. How does an item 2 be changed? How can it be changed? It can be either quadratic equations, it can have some simultaneous equations, it can have some composite functions, it can have loci. It can also be having some algebra, still with sequence and patterns. So, let's look at this item. We have this item saying, Kakembo is planning for a small birthday party for his son and wishes to spend 98,000 shillings to buy 5 kilograms of meat and 7 kilograms of rice. However, some guests that had been invited communicated that they would not make it for the party. Therefore, he had to reduce both quantities by 2 kilograms, hence leading to a reduction in the expenditure by 32,000 shillings. When Kakembo went to the market, there was an 80% increase in the price of each kilogram of meat and an offer given to him on rice as a 25% discount on each kilogram of rice. Tasks. Part A, help Kakembo to estimate the price of meat and the price of rice per kilogram. Part B, what amount does he pay in order for the party to be a success? So here the item is simply telling us to find the cost of each kilogram of meat and the cost for each kilogram of rice. So we are having meat, then we have rice. So here is buying 5 kilograms of meat, here 7 kilograms of rice, and the cost is 98,000. Then after, when some guests said that they will not come, he had to reduce the amounts by 2 kilograms. So if we have a reduction of 2 kg on each item, it means that we shall have 5 minus 2 kilograms. We shall have 5 minus 2 kilograms, we have 3 kilograms. And then we have 7 minus 2 kilograms, we have 5 kilograms of rice. And then there will be also a reduction of 32,000 shillings. So it means that the price will also reduce since the kilograms have also reduced for each item. So here we shall subtract accordingly. 9 minus 3, we shall have a 6, then 8 times 8, which is now 6. So we shall have 66,000. So here we have analyzed the situation, and since we are interested in finding out the amount for each kilogram of a given item, we shall let the cost per kilogram of meat be X, of rice be Y. So basically, when you look at this item, as we already talked of, it has some algebra. It has some quadratic, it has some simultaneous equations. And then functions. So here when we now analyze this, it means that if at all we have 5 kilograms times the cost per each kilogram plus the 7 kilogram times the cost per each kilogram of rice, we shall have to spend 98,000 shillings. But upon reduction, still the cost won't change per kilogram of meat, and the cost won't change per kilogram of rice, but it is only the amounts of kgs that are reduced by 2 kilograms, depending on the number of people that are going to attend the birthday party. So here I have 66,000. So after forming these two equations, these are simultaneous equations. So we now have to find a way of solving them. We have methods of solving. Here you have liberty to use elimination method, substitution method. You can even use graphical, but the best are always choose the easier methods. So for this case, and when you look at these two, the best method that we can use will be elimination. So we shall rewrite them. We have 5x plus 7y is equal to 98,000. Then you have 3x plus 5y is equal to 66,000 shillings. So here, our aim is to make sure that we eliminate one unknown so that we can find the other. You can only get, if at all you have two equations with two unknowns, you have to remove one unknown and then get the other. So here, we can basically change this. So we want to eliminate x, meaning that we need to make these to be the same. So we shall get this 3 here and put it here, and then this 5 put it across. So that when we multiply 5 times 3, we get 15. When we multiply 3 times 5, we also get 15. So it is easy to eliminate that. So this 3 times 5, we shall have 15x. Then 3 times 7, we shall have 21y. Then here we shall have 5 times this, which is also 15x, plus 5 times 5, which is 25y. So when we are multiplying these 3 here, it has to multiply all of this equation, the whole of this equation. So when we say 3 times 98,000, it will give us 294,000 shillings. Then if we say, we get our calculators and we can have 5 times 66, then we have 330,000. So from that, we can subtract. We are subtracting to eliminate. If the signs are the same here, then we always subtract. If it's a negative, negative, we still subtract. Positive, positive, we subtract. If there is a sign change, a different sign here and a different sign here, we add. So here we shall have 0, Then we have 21 minus 25. 21 minus 25, we shall have negative 4y. Then here, 294 minus 330, we shall have 36,000 shillings. But it's a negative since this one is bigger than that. So from here, our task is to make y the subject. So we shall have negative 4y is equal to negative 36,000. We divide by 4 on both sides. But the 4 should be a negative. So we have y is equal to, so when you look at 36, we can reduce it by 2, 2, by 2, 18, by 2, 1, by 2, 9. So we shall have 9,000. So we have got that. So we can utilize one of our first two equations. So we have got the cost per kg of rice. So we can now utilize one of the first two equations. So we have 5x plus 7y is equal to 98,000. So we can now substitute the value of y since we have it. So we shall have 5x plus 7 times 9,000, which is equal to 98,000. So from that point, we shall have 5x plus 7 times 9, it is 63. So we shall have 63,000 is equal to 98,000. So our task here is now to make x the subject. So we now need to transfer this. So since it is positive 63,000, we shall subtract both sides by 63,000. So we shall have 5x plus 63,000 minus 63,000 is equal to 98,000 minus 63,000. So we shall have now 5x is equal to, since this 63,000 cancels out, then this will give us 35,000. Divide both sides by 5, and then we shall have x being 35,000 divided by 5. So by 5, 1 by 5, what does it give? So it gives a 7. So we shall have 7,000. So as we are responding to this item under the task, we want to find the cost per kilogram. So we need to give a conclusion in relation to meat and rice. So we shall say therefore the cost per kilogram of meat is 7,000 shillings, and that of rice is 9,000 shillings. So let's now look at part B of the item. But before we look at part B of the item, there are some different ways someone can deal with this. That if at all you buy 5 kgs of meat at a cost which we don't know per kilogram, plus 7 kilograms of rice at a cost of each kilogram of rice which we don't know, and the total cost will cost Kakembo 98,000. So you realize that if they talk of a reduction in each kilogram, so someone can even utilize a reduction as it is. You may not necessarily subtract. Since there was a reduction of 2 kilograms on each item, it means that we reduced the quantity that initially was put into place by 2 kilograms. So it means that we shall have 2 kilograms times the cost per kilogram of meat, plus 2 kilograms times the cost per kilogram of rice, and this is the one that has caused a reduction of 32,000. So if you utilize these two simultaneous equations, you still get the 7,000 and 9,000 respectively. So as we go to part B, we are saying that there has been an 80% increase in price of what? In the price of meat. When we say an 80% increase in the price of meat, means that the price has moved to a different level. So in actual sense, we are taking the increase which has been from the normal, which we are considering the normal at that point, plus 80%. And this will give us 180%. So in actual sense, the new price of meat is what we are yet to get. New price of meat will be 180 divided by 100 times the original price. So in actual sense, we shall have the original price which we had, which was, as you see here, it is actually 7,000. So it is 7,000. So from here, we can see that this is cancelling out these two zeros, and then 118 times 7 is 126, and this will give us 126, 12,600. So that 12,600 shows that the price which was at 7,000 for each kilogram of meat has now gone to 12,600. So let's now look at so in natural sense, Kakembo was given a discount on each kilogram of rice, which is a 25% discount, meaning that they deducted for him after bargaining. So realize that there has been a 25% discount in the price of rice, meaning that we expect a decrease from the normal. So if the normal was the one we expected, then we go there and then bargain, they would reduce. So they are reducing by 25%. So it means that we shall buy the item at 75% discount. So the new price of rice, and here we are meaning each kilogram of rice will be the 75 out of 100 times the original price, which is actually 9,000. So we expect the price that we get here to be below 9,000 because there has been a what? A decrease or a discount given. So in actual sense, we have the amount as 6,750 shillings. So the total amount that Kakembo will spend at the end of it all, we have amount, the new amount. So we shall use the first equation. So we have now 3x plus 5y. So if we use the first equation had a 5 and a 7. It was like this 5 and a 7. But there was a decrease. There was a decrease of 2 kilograms on each item. So the decrease of 2 kilograms on each item caused it to now have his amount to go to this. But we actually don't know the new amount that is going to spend. So Kakembo has to now get the new price of meat at this point, and then get the new price of each kilogram of rice like this, and then simply substitute. So we shall have 3 times, that is 12,600 plus 5 times 6,750. So we can compute very fast and then get the result. We have 3 times 12,600 plus 5 times 6,750. So this will give us shillings 71,550. So Kakembo will spend 71,550 shillings on buying 3 kilograms of meat and 5 kilograms of rice. So we have generally talked about the different nature of how the item too can be set and how it can be done. It is not always necessarily, it shouldn't be only a linear programming number, but it can basically be a number on simultaneous equations and incorporating some algebra and some functions as we have seen. And it can also have quadratic equations, functions, locus. So we are going to explicitly talk about the different nature of how these items can be set and how they can be done. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your day. Goodbye.